inches long. And you know, I mean, honestly, 5 inches,
What?
way too big for anything, and especially for something that's going inside me.
Oh, is 5 inches actually too big? Oh, wait, what?
You ever wonder how different Christmas is in Australia? Well, wonder no longer, because I'm here to tell you that, like the rest of the country, it's cursed. First off, our
Ooh.
Christmas is
It's the very daddy-ish kangaroo. I know.
the dead centre of summer, which means that rather than waking up to a lovely white Christmas, we wake up and immediately start melting into a puddle because it's 35 fucking degrees outside and the aircon's broken. With this change in
I mean, as someone who is not from the US and is also part of Asia, I guess I can relate that I've never experienced snow. Anyways, I've never experienced a white Christmas. Also, that's kind of weird to call it white Christmas. Isn't that like... Yeah, but I never experienced it. I don't know.
where there comes a change in work uniform for old Santa Claus, trading out the usual red and white for a singlet and a pair of thongs. With this change in weather comes a side in the air.
Yeah, and it's also a bit hot. Even in Christmas season, I guess it's not like a super cold, snowy Christmas thingy, but it's more like, not like Australia definitely, but still hot, but not the burning Australia type.
Broken. With this change in weather comes a change in work uniform for old Santa Claus, trading out the usual red and white for a singlet and a pair of thongs. Because to quote the big man himself, wearing that shit, it's too hot. St. Nick has also bought himself a new whip, trading out the sleigh for a, quote, rusty old newt, and firing Rudolph and all of his fucking blades, replacing them with, I shit you not, kangaroos.
Kangaroo!
You may think I am bullshitting you, which is fair, but no, I'm not. We even have a song about it.
Dashing through the bush in a rusty Holden ute.
Santa also has
That's... Wait, can we repeat that song again?
Dashing through the bush in a rusty Holden ute.
Santa also has had a
It's a good song. It's a good song.
significant change in diet in the land down under, as rather than the usual milk and cookies, my parents told me to make sure to leave a few nice cold beers out on the countertop for old Santa, which, knowing what I do now, was absolutely just an excuse for my parents to pre-game Christmas Day. But I also can't think of anything more Australian than turning a jolly old man into a raging fucking alcoholic.
Yeah!
Platypus are weird, but I'm not...
Platypus! Wait, I really loved Perry the Platypus before because I loved Phineas and Ferb before. Like, that was like literally one of my top 3 favorite cartoons. I didn't expect that a platypus would be color brown. I guess they exaggerated Perry before that he looked green. I thought platypus looks green, so I guess I was wrong on that one. Thank you, Australia.
Sure, you quite understand just how fucking weird. So everyone knows the basics. They lay eggs, they sweat milk, and they look like God hit randomizer on the spore creature creator and just called it a day. But you see, mate, that's barely even scratching the surface of weird platypus features. First up, as is the qualifier for any Australian...
Oh, what a cute baby. Oh, it looks like a duck, actually. Wait, are they like in the family of ducks? Ow.
Australian animal. Did you know they're venomous? No, I'm not fucking with you. You heard me correctly. Male
Wait, what? They're venomous? Wait, how?
platypus actually have venomous spurs on their hind legs. These spurs are multi-purpose, acting as defense from predators, as well as a tool for throwing hands with other male platypus during mating season. And while their venom is non-lethal, that doesn't mean that getting stung by them doesn't suck. See, platypus venom can cause extreme pain and swelling, and to ensure you remember not to fuck with them again, these effects can last for several months and have no...
Months? Okay, I didn't know that platypus is that dangerous because they're so cute. Wait, based on the picture, they weren't cute. I think I'm just basing this off Perry the Platypus. I'm sorry.
Or anti-venom. So if Perry stabs your shit, your only option is to cry about it. Next on the list of offensive capabilities, I shit you not, platypus share the same hunting method as sharks. You see, that big-ass bill isn't just for show, as it contains enough surveillance equipment to make the CIA blush. Possessing the ability to sense changes in pressure in the water, but most importantly, containing electroreceptors that track electrical signals from muscle contractions made by their prey. Meaning that when whatever they're chasing starts quaking in fear, they know about it. And last but not least, as if those things weren't already unbelievable, we recently discovered something new. Platypus are fucking biofluorescent.
Wait, what does that mean? He's lighting up or something? Oh, they look green. Is this where the platypus is based off?
They glow. If
Oh, they glow. Okay.
you hit these things with a black light, they go bright fucking green. And the best part of that is
Yeah.
we have no
Perry.
clue why they do it.
Oh.
I guess it just means Perry was a biblically accurate platypus man. I
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
give up, man. Stepping on this rock could straight up paralyze you. That's because this isn't.
Whoa. Okay, literally, that is one of my biggest fears when I am literally in the ocean. Is maybe I might step on something like that. Isn't this like fish, a type of fish that is venomous or something? Or I might get hit by a random jellyfish. Like, that is like a legit fear of mine. I don't think that I'm the only one who has this fear,
Actually,
right?
a rock. That is a stonefish, a species of
Yeah,
underwater menace native
stonefish.
to Australia. And coming as a surprise to absolutely no one, it is also the most venomous fish in the ocean. Because of course it is. As if
Oh.
f***ing snakes and spiders weren't enough, now I can get packed up by a pet rock. But why is this Pokemon reject such a threat to my mental health? Well, you see, stonefish use their special venom for defense. However, unlike
Bruh, it's gonna literally make you overthink everything. Like, oh my god, I might step on this. What if I step on this and there is like a random stonefish or something?
most other animals that do this little f***er doesn't have the decency to dress like a neon sign to
Oh,
warn
it's
ya.
so creepy.
No. This bastard is a 6th prestige prop hunt veteran, having evolved some of the most impressive camouflage in the animal kingdom to make hunting easy.
Wait, I just realized, yeah, he is definitely a prop hunt veteran. Yeah, I just realized it.
And once they've set themselves up, they are basically indistinguishable from Patrick Starr's house. Now, this is a fairly major problem as they love to live in the shallows on the beach, and that venom we talked about earlier is stored in these 13 giant, highly toxic spines that deliver venom when pressed on. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Considering it's hard enough to spot these things while you're paying attention, if you were, say, on a
Bro, like literally, you can't even see him from that clip. Like, what? So if you manage to step on one like this, then I just definitely think you had the worst luck ever during that time.
to spot these things while you're paying attention, if you were, say, on a romantic walk along the beach with one of the homies, and while distracted by his ethereal beauty, weren't paying too much
My
attention to where you
homies.
were walking, it would be very easy to place your foot in the wrong spot and step
Yeah.
directly onto 13 hypodermic needles, which would then deliver a ginormous dose of neurotoxin straight into your system. Oh, you thought it was normal
God.
venom? No. You see, these things
That must be
maxed
painful,
out the
though.
toxin skill tree, producing a mixture of 2 neurotoxins that can flatline you by collapsing your heart and lungs in under an hour. And even if you survive, the sting still causes extreme pain, swelling,
Oh, so you won't really stand a chance from it. Well,
and tissue necrosis. Because this is Australia, where even the f***ing scenery is trying to one-shot me. This bird can straight hit
the world's most dangerous bird. Why is it dangerous? It looks cute though. So what's the twist here? What's gonna happen?
This bird can straight hit you with a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Oh.
Introducing the cassowary, a species of rat eye.
Oh. Wait, I thought it's gonna be like a chicken size type of bird. So I was like, well, how does a chicken sized bird gonna like hit me and be dangerous? And apparently they look like this. Okay, from their body, it obviously looks that they are gonna knock me out cold. Okay? Just looking at it right now.
Native to the land down under. And for once, guys, it's not venomous. Can still flatline you though, and I'm going to tell you how. You see, these neon chickens belong to the same family of birds as the emu, and as such share their impressive
Oh.
size, coming in at a solid 79 kilos.
What? For a bird? What?
And growing up to 6 feet tall, meaning the short kings in my
What? RIP to all the short kings, but apparently a bird can like overgrow you out.
Audience could, in theory, mount these things like a chocobo. But what makes them stick out from emus? Well, you see, the cassowary is basically a spec ops emu, being twice the weight, highly territorial,
Oh,
and most importantly, coming
they
with
look
a
creepy.
combat knife strapped to their foot. That's right, this is a cassowary claw.
Oh,
and it's
God.
the reason they can hit you with a fighting game finisher. You see, these claws are a full
Yeah, that's literal Final Destination type of thing.
5 inches long. And you know, I mean, honestly, 5 inches, way
What?
too big for anything, and especially for something that's going inside me. And if you anger
Oh, is 5 inches actually too big? Oh, wait, what?
the tactical assault turkey, that is exactly what you're gonna get, as their go-to defense method is to kick you square in the gut with that kitchen knife and attempt to disembowel you. And I mean, even if the
Oh.
kick doesn't put your insides on the outsides, that kick is still going to send you flying, which can cause some fairly major problems. Problems like the incident that occurred in 2012, where I you not, a cassowary ran up behind a random tourist, hit the heavy attack button, and kicked the guy down a small cliff into the ocean.
Ooh,
I mean, luckily he survived.
nice
But
shot.
the fact that I live in a country where at any point I could be hit with a sneak attack by a kaiju turkey is terrifying. Australia lost a war to emus.
Emus. I thought it was actually read as emus. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I am just dumb there.
But how? How the did we lose an armed conflict with flightless birds? Well, it all started in 1932 when farmers in Western Australia wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem. That's emu territory. And emus really like wheat. And coming in at 6 foot tall and 40 kilos in weight, they can eat a lot of it. So when
Whoa.
breeding season came around, the emus migrated through the farmland, and these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm of man-sized
Oh my God.
poultry. 20,000
20,000. Okay, that looks like a friggin' zombie apocalypse or something.
emus strong. These feathered tanks then proceeded to completely steamroll through the fences into the fields and started laying waste to the wheat. The farmers attempted to fight back the initial wave with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly, completely useless. This ginormous L made the farmers pretty bloody angry, so they gathered together and went to the government to ask for help. Sir,
Yeah.
20,000 emus have hit the wheat fields.
Well, if you were the president and you hear something like 20,000 emus like suddenly is attacking a city or something, I would be like, huh? What? What are you saying, sir?
My mate. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence the Great Emu War. The entire
What?
7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA, armed with 2 LMGs, 10,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers. A little bit
What? Wait, was that real? Wait, this actually happened? Like, what?
excessive for an overgrown turkey, if you ask me. And upon their first
Yeah, it
deployment,
is
the
a bit
army immediately
excessive.
ran into a major problem. Emus are fast.
Oh,
Really
Okay.
fast, clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meant that once they opened fire, the emus would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But they still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus. This embarrassment led the army to retreat, rethink their plan. So a few weeks later, they
yeah, well, that is kind of embarrassing. Like 12 out of 20,000, like that wasn't even 1% of anything.
returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down. However, this also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the flock of the approaching trucks, which gave them all enough time to book it before the army even got there. And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you can hit on them without doing any damage, meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of blood,
Well-
sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960. The population
Yay!
was 20,000. This was an issue as, unlike America, our defense
Congratulations! Very strong. What a very great war, Australia. Very smart.
budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely fuck all. So the government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and
Well,
called it a day. Kangaroos can and will beat you up. That's right, just because it's not venomous doesn't mean it can't knock you on your ass. And Australia's
Yeah.
most iconic marsupial can do just that. Because they are
whoa.
way bigger
I just know based on the Tekken series of how dangerous kangaroos are, and just one hit could take you into the hospital or
than you
something.
think they are. With our biggest species of roe coming in at a ridiculous 2.8
Yeah.
meters in length. And with the iconic
What?
Hulk, they've got a vertical jump of 3 meters. I mean, honestly,
Whoa.
with a stat spread like that, they don't belong in the outback, they belong on a fucking NBA court. As if that wasn't
Oh
enough,
my-
they're also built like tanks, weighing in at a full 90
Yeah.
kilos of roid-raging rabbit muscle.
Ooh, oh my god, look at that, bro. He looks like a buff daddy or something.
And being able to move way faster than anything that heavy has any right to, pegging the speedo at a max of 70k an hour.
What?
Meaning if you make them angry, a juiced up rat the size of a small car is going to run your ass down and beat the f***ing brakes off you. And I'm not kidding when I say they really will rock your shit, because roos are professional kickboxers. With
Whoa,
males
look at
routinely
them.
fighting MMA to win female attention. When they fight, kangaroos will lean back on their tails as a stabilizer
Uh-huh.
and immediately start scratching and kicking
Whoa.
ever-loving shit out of one another.
This is kind of funny. I would love to watch like a whole compilation of like kangaroos just fighting, because they actually look really, really funny to watch.
And those kicks have enough force to crack bone. And as if getting
Whoa.
drop-kicked by a muscled marsupial wasn't bad enough, they also for some reason have the same bite force as a grizzly bear, because why not? Now, even with all of this, there are still animals stupid enough to view a roo as lunch, which brings me to the most terrifying thing that they do. When threatened, kangaroos will hop into a body of water and wait for whatever is chasing them to follow them in. Once the predator enters the water, the kangaroo will wrap its arms around their neck
Whoa,
and
okay.
just straight up drown them. What the man?